Okay, so welcome back, guys. This is DELSU Exercise Physiology Laboratory and Health Fitness Center. So, we're talking about fitness assessments, physical fitness assessments, and we are now in episode 3. Episode 3, what we actually do is, what we call estimation of cardiovascular endurance. That's actually what we assess. And when we say cardiovascular endurance, we are talking about, uh, the cardiovascular system, which comprises of your heart and your blood vessels. Cardio, which simply refers to the heart, then vascular simply means blood vessels. Blood vessels. Now, under cardiovascular endurance, we are talking about we want to measure how well your heart and your blood vessels can actually work, the extent of load that they can actually withstand over an extended period of time. That is what we actually measure in cardiovascular endurance, and the unit for actually for the gold standard for measuring cardiovascular endurance is what we call VO2 max. And not just VO2 max is not just about cardiovascular endurance. It's plays a VO2 max actually what plays a major role that it is seen, or in some cases actually what used as a good standard of that determines a predictor, or that acts as a predictor to how long you will live or how healthy you are as an individual. You understand? So that's for uh the introduction. Now for doing VO2 max estimation, there are three there are three ways of actually doing a VO2 max. Now we have what we call step test. So you climb down, up and down a particular step that is not at least is 12 inch in height, and for a total of 3 minutes. Or you do what we call a 1 mile walk test. Those are the two most common. But there is a gold standard. And the gold standard also entails you walking on a treadmill, but it entails you walking on a treadmill with a metabolic cart. So while you're walking on the metabolic cart, when you're walking on the treadmill, the metabolic cart is actually what connected to your system, to your nostrils, to your mouth, and several things in actually what plugged to your body. So the quantity of oxygen you are consuming is being monitored on the screen of the metabolic cart. The quantity of CO2 gas that actually what exhaling while walking on that particular treadmill is also what being monitored and recorded, the volume, pressure, and the rest of them. They actually what also being tracked on the metabolic cart, the strength of your leg, all of those actually what while you're on that particular, the combination of the metabolic cart machine and the treadmill. However, why is it that it is the step test and the one my work test as the most common? Is simply because they are the easily uh, affordable or easily accessible for the cardiovascular endurance. However, for the metabolic card, if you intend to actually go for the metabolic card, it's actually pricey. So you should be ready for that particular cost in arriving at a particular, as if you intend to use the gold standard for your evaluation or for your measurement. You understand? So after all of this actually done, your heart rate is actually taken, your weight is taken, then with your heart rate and your weight, you know, a figure is actually arrived using a formula of your the quantity of air you took in is the reason why your weight is actually being taken, and the duration of you doing the work is actually what being also uh, taken into consideration for you to arrive at the result of this VO2 max. So is milliliter per kilogram per minute. That's how we come to a figure of this VO2 max. So that's all for this episode 3, which is cardiovascular endurance. If you have any question, you can drop in the comment section, and I will talk to you in the next one. This is DELSU Exercise Physiology Laboratory. Bye.